Hello and welcome to Zero Tackle Hard Knocks, where we'll ask the biggest questions for each team each week. So, to kick off, after round 6 of the 2024 season, we'll start with the Brisbane Broncos. Reece Walsh's return from injury has left the Broncos with a spot for Tristan Sailor, who did an excellent job filling in for the Origin star while he was out injured. Sailor's form demands a spot, but unless he can play a bench role, it seems unlikely. He could be snapped up by numerous other clubs. So, can the Broncos find a role for Tristan Sailor? The Canberra Raiders. So, Corey Hersburgh's suspension to start the season and now injury to rub him out of even more game time has seen him lose top billing in the club's number 13 jersey to Englishman Morgan Smithies. He was expected to provide plenty upon arrival at Canberra, but performances have been beyond even the most optimistic fans' wildest dreams. Another 160 metres on Sunday against the Titans, and now another 5 weeks to lock down the position before Hersburgh is ready to go again. So, will Corey Hersburgh get his lock spot back? We've now had 2 looks at Stephen Crichton as a fullback during the second half against the Roosters and on Friday night against the Storm. He hasn't exactly hit the level one might have thought when he was signed to play there. Still, plenty of water to pass under the bridge here, but the signs aren't fantastic. So, is Stephen Crichton a fullback? The Cronulla Sharks. The Cronulla Sharks might sit on top of the table, but Craig Fitzgibbon has an enormous selection call ahead. Where does CSC for Talakai play? Will Kyle Iro be retained at centre? What is the best fit for the team moving forward after Iro's excellent pair of performances? Time will tell. So, Kyle Iro or CSC for Talakai? The Gold Coast Titans. The Titans will head into next week still searching for their first win, but a Golden Point loss to the Raiders was their best performance of the season to date. That came on the back of the coach Des Hasler switching things up at the selection table, and while the jury is out on Kieran Foran as half back, things certainly shifted. AJ Brimson was in the halves, but did it work for the Titans? The Manly Sea Eagles. Now, 6 weeks into the season, it's an easy spot to start assessing whether off-season moves have worked. Luke Brooks shifting to the Sea Eagles was among the biggest, and while he has been solid, the proof is going to be on the ladder come the end of the season. So, is Luke Brooks' acquisition working? The Melbourne Storm. The Storm might have picked up a win over the Bulldogs at home on Friday, but it was another game where the attack was clunky and didn't really flow. They've only scored 100 points in their first 5 games to date at 20 per contest. It's not a major concern given where they are on the ladder, but they will still want to improve. So, can Melbourne's attack be fixed? The New Zealand Warriors. It has been difficult over the last 18 months to find anything approaching a fault with Andrew Webster's coaching style, but after a slow start against the Sea Eagles on Saturday before a game that went to Golden Point, his interchange played a combined total of 68 minutes. That's combined. Tom Ale played the most minutes with 22 in a game that went for 90. The Warriors look tired at points, and that goes a long way towards summing up why. So, is Andrew Webster using his bench properly? Newcastle Knights. Knights' coach Adam O'Brien has already changed his halves twice this year and hasn't ruled out doing it again. He has suggested he doesn't want to be doing it weekly, but Tyson Gamble is still knocking down the door to get back into the side after the NRL side lost to the Roosters on Thursday, with some poor attack playing a big part. So, will Adam O'Brien change his halves again? North Queensland Cowboys. The Cowboys won just 4 games away from home last year and have now lost their last 2 in a row away from Townsville this year. It cost them a spot in the top 8 in 2023 and could do the same in 2024 if they can't turn it around fast. They get another chance next week against the Sharks. So, can they learn to win away from home? Parramatta Eels. Brad Arthur has made it fairly clear he was happy with the changes he made in round 6, with Micah Sivo axing being among them. The Wingers' defence has had questions all season, and it now seems unclear whether he will return to the first grade this season. So, will Micah Sivo return to first grade? Penrith Panthers. Ivan Cleary's side will have used the bye week off to try and understand why they haven't been at the level they sat at for each of the last 3 seasons. They sit 3-2 as they prepare to return to action, and there will be plenty of attention on the star-studded club in the coming weeks. So, how do the Panthers return to dominance? The South Sydney Rabbitohs. Another week, another loss for South Sydney. They have now lost 5 of their first 6, and Jason Demetriou was reportedly going to be sacked if they lost to the Sharks. They did do just that, but in a change of heart, he now has the backing to continue in his role. It was a better performance for the Rabbitohs, but they have big issues with finals hopes fading fast. So, should Jason Demetriou remain coach? St. George Illawarra Dragons. Zach Lomax might have gained a release and not want to play on the wing, but he just keeps going from strength to strength in the new position for the Dragons. He has been among, if not the club's best player so far this year, and with a shortage of wing options for the Blues come Origin time, he must surely be now coming into the selection picture for new coach Michael Maguire. So is Zach Lomax in the Origin picture? Sydney Roosters. Joseph Manu filled in at the back for James Tedesco on Thursday evening in a tight win over the Knights and ran for more metres than anyone in NRL history. It's not the first time he has put in an excellent performance at fullback, and questions could be asked about whether Tedesco should move into the 5/8 role given Luke Keary's form. It would be an enormous call, but you just never know whether it could work. Is there a way for Joseph Manu to play fullback permanently? The Dolphins. It feels like with each passing week, Jeremy Marshall-King just gets better and better. An excellent defender, he adds plenty of creativity and attack in the number 9 jumper as well, and it's clear from the game he missed earlier in the season the Dolphins are a different team with and without him. So, is Jeremy Marshall-King the Dolphins' most important player? The West Tigers. Benji Marshall has already shown in his brief stint as a head coach that he isn't afraid of the hard decisions, but making any call to potentially drop David Klemmer would be as big as it gets. He is the club's forward pack leader, but you could argue that he did more harm than good on Sunday, giving away a couple of terrible penalties for high shots and only making 128 metres with the ball in hand. So, does David Klemmer deserve a stint in the reserve grade? So those are our hard knocks leading into round 7. Have you got the answers? Let us know what you think in the comments, or have you got an even harder knock for your club? Subscribe to the YouTube channel and catch all the latest NRL news at zerotackle.com.